Ladies and gentlemen, I am back with one last episode in this series. In this video, watch me tackle and overcome the hardships and pain of post-Moonlord Calamity. It's the beginning of the end. There are only 12 bosses left. After defeating the Moonlord, it'd be wise to make some upgrades, such as the Nebula Armor set. The damage, life, and mana boosts from the set really help out for the first of our troubles, the Profane Guardians. With the new components, the Nuclear Fury and Arbor of the Elements, I felt more powerful than any stage of the game, which I obviously am. Now, the Guardians stood no chance against this combo. Providence, however, Providence was different. I struggled with Providence. Probably because I was washed, but holy did it take a while. The flippin' Sparkle Spinner does a ton of damage, and like another boss in the future, the lower they are, the more dense the projectiles. So I died multiple times to some late fight Sparkle Spins. Of course, I eventually beat her, and in doing so, my world began generating Eulabloom ore, which can be used for the Tarragon armor. Better for survivability and damage too. With only a few upgrades and the Rune of Costs, it's time for the Sentinels. First up was Stormweaver, definitely the easiest of the three. Their bag dropped the Thunderstorm, pretty good weapon, on par with the Nuclear Fury. Next, I fought Dragon Folly? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about this boss, but I checked my boss checklist and remembered to get it done. Okay, now I actually fight Cygnus and... okay, well that was quite easy. Last one, Ceaseless Void. I hate this boss so much, and the fact I had to beat them to progress made it so much worse. After a few attempts, I fought Providence again for the Elysian Aegis' Ram Dash because I figured it would help. And yet, this is still the most unfair and inconsistent boss that I've ever fought. After some more unsuccessful attempts, I made an overpowered armor set, Prismatic Armor. Thanks to this highly offensive set bonus, this fight became the teeniest bit easier. And finally, after expanding my arena, I've won. I revisited the dungeon once more to defeat Poltergeist, and then, with all 3 Sentinels defeated, I crafted the Cosmic Worm and prepared myself for the Devourer of Gods. Through my constant failures, I began to learn. I changed my weapon, focused harder, and eventually would come out victorious. In reality, Dog is not that difficult in base Calamity, despite my many failures. He's quite the fair boss, unlike his underlings. Now, with his defeat, we gain access to Cosmolite bars and the spirits of the Eclipse, Frost Moon, and Pumpkin Moon. With these new materials, I made a plethora of upgrades. I made the Nebulous Cataclysm, a pretty good magic weapon, the Event Horizon, another major component to our ever-close Subsuming Vortex, the Asgardian Aegis, Ethereal Talisman, the Amalgam, Elysian Tracers, and finally, the Sponge. After my crafting tree, I headed down to the Abyss and got the Terminus, as well as some Reaper Teeth. I also attempted the old Duke, but this happened when he spawned. After seeing a rather gruesome sight, it was time to fight Yaren, Dragon of Rebirth. This fight was pretty rough, not because of the dashes, which I know will be an issue in the future, but the density of the fireball barrages later. In the interest of more survivability, I crafted myself the Silva armor set, making me invincible for about 8 seconds after taking fatal damage. Safe to say that came in very handy. Unfortunately, that didn't make the boss any easier, and neither did the giant fire tornadoes or homing fireballs in the second phase. Despite my hardship, I kept pushing attempt after attempt, and finally managed to defeat Yaren. After slaying the Great Phoenix, he dropped the Redisplint Wings, Phoenix Flame Barrage, and a Soul Fragments, allowing me to finally craft Auric Bars. So, I head down into my world and begin my Auric mining spree. With my newly crafted Auric Bars, I can make a few upgrades, starting with the Seraph Tracers and the new Auric Tesla Armor, which combines the set bonuses of the Bloodflare Armor, Silva Armor, and Intergalactic Armor set. Finally, I may rival the final stepping stone of my journey. I finally finished constructing my Codebreaker, allowing me to contact Draydon for his greatest work yet. And so it begins. I, of course, picked Ares first, as he's the easiest, I'd assume. I've yet to try other combos, but this one was still really fun. Unfortunately, at this time, I kinda realized the extent of my lag, and through further testing, I discovered it had been due to the Celestial Rift, more specifically the Wrath of the Gods add-on, so I ultimately had to disable it. It sucks, but it feels amazing, and this fight is so smooth. Despite my constant failure, I quite enjoyed this fight until the end. Airy Blender Beam was one of the hardest attacks for me, but eventually, you'll see, I adapted. I had some very good attempts getting as far as Thanatos, but as I was once again seconds away from victory, I lost. At this point, I got off, and then later, came back while streaming to my friends on Discord, and this happened. What an absolute lock-in. The Exomechs are so fun to fight against, and now that it's over, I'm kinda sad. Anyways, from the bag, we obtain Exo Prisms, the last component needed to make Miracle Matter, as well as Draydon's Forge. With these two crafted, I can finally craft what I've been going for the entire run, the Subsuming Vortex. Oh boy, would you look at this beauty. That's enough oogling at my great new weapon. I craft the Altar of the Accursed and come to the final battle. Supreme Witch Calamitous, our final foe. The only attack I had an issue with was sometimes her dashes, but mainly the Maelstrom, or Massive Vortex, because I'd get caught at some pretty bad times while Calamitous attacks too. Through countless failures, I began to learn, and in a little under 20 to 30 attempts, here, I've won. It's finally over. I've beaten it. Of course, it wouldn't be fully complete without making the Demon Shade armor and the added Eternity weapon. So, I refought the Ceaseless Void and happily slaughtered it 2 times to make the Eternity. With this new weapon, I get ready and gather the rest of the materials I'll need for the Demon Shade armor set. I may or may not have purchased Calamity's drops for 200 platinum, but I did refight and shred the Exomex and Yaron legitimately. Allowing me to finally craft the Demon Shade armor. Now, having finished my journey, I went to assist my friend who was right alongside me. Together we defeated Calamity. Of course, looking at this footage makes it seem like I was just kinda lagging, and I was, pretty badly. But yeah, we did. I did it. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully, I can get the Wrath of Gods to work without immense lag, but until then, this will be the end for now. I'd love playing through this mod pack, and I would love to hear any suggestions on what I should play next. With that being said, you should consider liking and subscribing if you've enjoyed the video. Once again, I love you all. Peace.